Greetings, salutations. Sorry it's been a while since I did a video, but had a few issues. As some of you know, if you've been following the channel, this year I was going to make more videos than last year. So far I've done pretty good. Kind of slowed down a little the last couple weeks, but you know, had the back issues and stuff. But one of the things I was doing this year was, I think I've done 4 or 5 phones, something like that. Anyway, 3 phones ago I had the iPhone SE, which I really liked. I liked the size of it. It was really good, but I wanted to try the Essential phone because I knew the Essential phone was still getting updates, security patches, and had the latest version of Android. So I reluctantly sold the SE, but I got the Essential phone, which is basically the same size, roughly, of the iPhone SE, which I really liked. I like the form factor of this, and yes, you can always put a case in your phones. And I really like this one. But before that, before those ones, I bought the Pixel XL, the original Pixel XL. Here it is. Oops. With all the apps. But this phone, as you can see, is in a case, a battery case. And the reason it's in a battery case because the battery in the phone itself only lasts about 2.5 hours. With this battery pack on the back of this, I can go about 6 hours straight on screen time. So it works out pretty good. The problem is, in order to do that, this is heavy. This has got some weight. This is probably 2 of these phones, weight-wise. And I like the big screen for video stuff, but I don't know if I really need the bigger screen. And the other thing I'm having a problem with is I'm typing on these things with the touchscreen and stuff. I'm really not a big fan of it. But I had this phone, I had to get the battery pack. It's nice. The good thing is with the battery pack, if I had to go on a long trip or if I was driving somewhere and needed GPS, that would be good for this. But for daily use, this is heavy in the pocket and it's just not convenient. And I find that the Pixel XL is glitchy. It does have the latest version of Android, Android 10, and the latest security patch, October 5th of 2019. So it's up to date and it's running. It's just, I don't know, it's a little glitchy for my liking. And I don't know, I'm just not a real fan of it, to be honest with you. I would probably not buy another Pixel phone. The camera, which is the selling point of this phone the most, is okay, but it's not great in this version. I know the latest versions of the Pixel 4 that just come out probably has the best camera ever, but this version, it's just not, it's okay. It's a nice phone, but I mean, for the money you can't buy it. You can't beat it now, but it's just, the battery is always an issue with this one, and you really got to have a battery pack on it to use it, so not so thrilled with that. Then I had the SE from the iPhone, which was the form factor I loved, but I wanted to try the Essential phone, and the Essential phone has worked really, really well for me. It's got the latest Android version, Android 10, the latest security patch, October 5th. But there's a bit of a critical flaw. Where I am in this room, I don't have the best reception. That's why I like to have phones have Wi-Fi calling on them. But this one can, on occasion, make a phone call out of here. Not all the time, but occasionally. This one was doing perfectly fine in this room, surprisingly so. And then it just stopped getting cellular phone service in my room. I don't know how it can go from getting really good one to not. So I was out and about with this phone, because I was using this as my daily, because I like the form factor of it better than I like the Pixel. And the camera in here, even though it may not be supposedly as good as the Pixel, I think it actually took a better picture than the Pixel XL. I was really very, very happy with this. But I was out and about in a place that I go to that I know has almost full bar service. Nothing. It just stopped working. If you turn the phone off and reboot it, the cellular signal will come back. And it doesn't go away. It just eventually, sometime later, you'll look and you'll notice it's got no cellular signal at all. And it'll be in different places. I've kept an eye on it, and I was like, there's a problem. I need to have a phone. I don't make a lot of phone calls, but with my parents, my sister, and my fiance and stuff, it's important to have a way to communicate. And if I'm not getting cellular service, that's an issue. Now, I don't know if it's my phone specifically because this is it's an older phone. I don't know what happened to it. It hasn't been dropped. Like I said, I got a case on it. So I got to thinking about it. I'm like, well, as much as I love this phone, if it's not getting cell phone service where it's supposed to, and it's hit or miss as to when it's actually going to work, this isn't reliable. Now, I don't want to give up this phone because even if on Wi-Fi and stuff, it's still getting the updates and stuff. It's still a good phone. It still does a lot of things, and I love the form factor. The size of this is so much better than the size of this phone. It's just, I can't compare the two. I love this phone, but it doesn't work. So that's an issue. So I got to thinking about it, and I've told you before, if you want a good phone, look to buying a flagship that's 2, maybe 3 years old. And you can get them fairly cheap. Now, most of the time, they're used. And, like my Essential phone and the Pixel were used. Now, they were in pretty good condition. The Pixel phone was perfect, like it had never been used. The Essential phone was a little scuffed around the side, but it's such a well-built phone that it was still fine, at least till the cellular side started working. So I got to looking. And some of you might have known, one of the phones I've had over the past was the Blackberry Passport, which is the ideal phone for me because it has a real keyboard. I don't have much luck with the keyboards on the screen. I always seem to hit the wrong thing. But the problem with the Passport is the Passport was never designed to have Android. You can get around it, get Android on there, but it doesn't take all the apps, doesn't really work. Then they come out the Blackberry Priv, which it's got the slide up for the keyboard underneath the screen. To me, that just doesn't work for me. But then they came out with the Keyone. Now they had the Key 2, and I believe the Key 3 is about to come out. And but the Keyone you can now get pretty reasonably. So I started looking to those. I found the original Keyone was 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of storage. There was a black variant for AT&T, same thing, just had black instead of black and silver. Then there's a true black version, which has got 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage, which is like only in Asia. I found one of those, pristine, but it was it had a Chinese OS on it. It had Play Store, so you could download the right ads, but the Chinese apps, it was a lot more bloatware. I wasn't feeling that so much. And then there was a couple other versions of the Key that comes out. But I did find a Keyone. Now, supposedly, this is just an open box. Supposedly, it's in the box. It's got everything. Never actually used. It was just either a display model or whatever, but it was an open box one. And I got a good deal on it. So, here we are. I know, long video. But now you've got the backstory as to why I have another phone. As for the other two phones, the Pixel one, I may get rid of that one. The Essential one I'm going to keep. I just like it too much. But this is, and geez, it looks like it is freaking brand new in the box. That's a Blackberry Keyone. Wow. I'll be interested to see if it does look pristine. Anyway, it comes in the box. So the other thing is this has got fast charging. So I wanted the original charger with it. It comes with a fast charger. It's also USB-C, and it came with headphones. So we'll see if all that's in there. I don't know if it will be or not, but supposedly it is. So let's have a little look-see here. All right. Take the sleeve off. I don't know if it'll show up, but it does say Blackberry there. Alright. Well, there's the phone. Boy, that screen does look pretty good. Wow. Okay, that looks like it's pretty good. First, let's take the phone out, and then let's see if we get the other goodies you're supposed to get with this. There's a tray. Yep, original cord, the original headphones, the adjustable ear tips that go with it, and the original charger, and they're all still wrapped in plastic. So that is a good sign that this is truly a good find for me. Now, let me show you the back. As you can see, Blackberry symbol. It's a bit of a rubber texture in the back. This has got the same camera supposedly as the original Pixel. Now, I wasn't a huge fan of the Pixel one, but this is slightly different. But we'll see how this one works. It's got a headphone jack, which is important because I actually like headphone jacks. This is supposedly a factory unlocked phone, so that's another nice thing about this, so you should be able to use it on anything. Well, I don't think you can use it on Verizon, though. Verizon's real. And there's the front. Look at that screen. I mean, that looks perfect. Perfect. I mean, it does. And the real keyboard. See if you can hear this. Anybody who's been around a long time, for original, when you're texting more than anything else, back when cell phones were very expensive, we all did texting more than anything else. I love that keyboard. This one supposedly, like I said, it's got 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage. It's got a spot where the SIM card goes in for an SD card. I think it should take up to, I think it takes 264, I think is as high up as you can go for gigs for storage. You've got your volume up and down on this side, and you have a dedicated button that you can program to do anything. So you can use this button, unlike a Bixby button on a Galaxy, which is stuck on Bixby, unless you get a remap app. You can program this thing to do any of the functions you want. And then on this side is where your power is. Oop, just powered her up there. Yes, sir. She's ready to go. Anyway, also, I like the fact that the keyboard lights up. Look at that. That is sweet. The keyboard, each one of these keys, these letters, you can program in for a shortcut. Like if you want YouTube, you put it under Y. You can also put 2 shortcuts for each key. So if you press for a short key on the Y, you get YouTube. If you press for a long on the Y, you could program it for something else. So you can program in all kinds of shortcuts to apps, to services, to different things you want to do. Plus, you've got the button on the side, the Blackberry convenience button, to program in that for something that you want. There is a front camera. I believe it's 13 and 8, I think, for the cameras. Don't quote me exactly on that. It could be a 5 in the front, but I'm pretty sure it's an 8. And it looks good. Now, size comparison for the screen, you can see, like the Essential phone is definitely about an inch or so bigger. But I don't have a problem with the smaller screen. That does not bother me. Like I said, I had the iPhone SE, and I like that screen. And this is about the same size as that one. But you got this beautiful keyboard, which I love. Also, there is a fingerprint scanner right in the space bar right there. And if you go watch some reviews on this, you will see this thing is amazingly quick. So that's pretty nice for security reasons. I just love it. BlackBerry always had beautiful phones, and that is a beautiful phone. There's just nothing wrong with that at all, and it looks like it has definitely never been used. I mean, there isn't a scuff or a mark on it. Now, I ordered a case for this, but my case is going to take like 2 or 3 more days, so I may have to hold off switching on this one because I drop phones. I use my phone all the time, so you're bound to drop it if you're using it all the time. So I may wait before I switch from the Pixel over to this one. I may wait for that case to show up. I will do unboxing for that one too. I found a really nice looking case for this thing. But there you go. So that right there, boys and girls, is a Blackberry Keyone in pristine condition. I don't think I could ask for anything better. It's got all the original goodies with it, and I think that's going to be a great phone. Anyway, sorry for the long video, but that just had to give you the backstory as to what was going on, and I was waiting for this phone to arrive. That's why I haven't done a video, because I knew this was coming and I was going to want to do a video about it. So there you go. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that unboxing, and when I get the case for it, I'll come back with it. And then I'll use it for a couple days and I'll give you my opinion about it. This does have Nougat in it, which is Android 7. I think it came with 7.1.1 from the factory, but I know this one will update to Android 8. It does, of course, it will not do Android 9 or 10, but that's okay. Android 8 was pretty good. Actually, Nougat was a good one. Nougat is still the most used Android version, but Oreo is second to that. And then it was P, which was Pi, I think. I can't remember. And now we've got just Android 10 version. So it's a slight step back on the Android version, but it'll do everything I want. And that's the most important thing. And hopefully I won't be buying any more phones. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Oh, and of course the biggest selling phone selling factor for the BlackBerry phones is security. I totally forgot over that because I was just amazed at how beautiful this phone was. But of course, that was one of the things most people liked about Blackberries. They have a lot of security. Even now, this phone will still have probably better than most Android phones out there. Even now, will still have better security for Android. Plus, there's also the version of BlackBerry Hub. If you ever have BlackBerry and the Hubs, you know what I'm talking about. It puts all your notifications, emails, text messages, everything into the hub, which works out really well. So, you've got a decent version of Android. It'll update to the 8 version. You got decent memory. 32 gigs isn't bad. I don't store a lot of stuff on my phone because I know if you lose your phone or something, you're kind of, not a good situation. So I don't store a lot on my phone. 32 will be fine. The 3 gigs of RAM might be not as much as I'm used to, but like I said, I don't do a lot of heavy multitasking. I'm usually doing one thing at a time, but it will be good for the text messaging, which is what I do. I don't make a lot of phone calls. I do a lot more text messaging and answering stuff on YouTube and stuff, so the keyboard will be better, but the security should be much better on this as well. So I'll give you, like I said, I'll give you my opinion about it here after I use it for a little while, and we'll see how it works out. Hopefully this will do me for a while. Alright, just wanted to add that part to the end there. We'll catch you later.